welcome to this episode of the In My Era podcast. I'm joined with my friend, Dani.
Yes, hi, my name is Danielle. Let's see, what do you want to go into? I'm so excited to be on here.
I think we should start by saying, I don't know, just how we met and how we've, become friends, over the course of 1 year. Has it been 1 year only? 2 years?
Only?
I think it's only been 1 year.
What? That was last year?
I know.
Was that last spring semester?
That feels like an eternity ago.
Okay, do you want me to tell it or do you?
Yeah, I want to hear from your perspective.
Okay, so basically we had this class. We had this class, and what was it? Was it 4?
It was 489.
It was 489, and it was the most, pointless class, honestly, I've ever taken, but the teacher was such an angel.
Yes.
I never went to class, and I still got a 100. So, if that tells you anything about that, it was a research class, and it was an 8 a.m., and it was the first day of spring semester, and I realized I had an 8 a.m., a 9 a.m., and I think an 11 a.m.
11, yeah.
And then I was like, oh my god, today, this morning is going to be so rough. And then I get to class, I start taking notes, and I drop my Apple Pencil on the floor, and Haley is, sitting right next to me, and she just picks it up and gives it to me. And then I was like, oh my god, thank you. And then she, after class, I think we just started talking to each other, and we were like, what do you have, next class or whatever, and we figured out we had all 3 of those classes together.
Yeah.
And so we walked to our second class together, and then we walked to go get Starbucks after to for that little 1 hour middle break that we had in between our 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. And then we went to our 11 a.m. and that was the entire spring semester, is just going to class together and not going to class together as well.
Yes, mostly not going to class together.
Mostly not going to class together.
Yeah.
And, it was one of the most organic relationships that I've ever developed in my life. It doesn't even seem real, but, I just dropped a pencil and then we just became friends. How staged does that sound?
No, seriously.
It sounds staged.
I think it sounds like a book. It's like a meet cute moment
does.
where it's oh my god, the boy and the girl run into each other and they drop everything and then they help each other pick it all up and then
She,
they're oh my
drops
god.
the books into him and then,
all of a
he
sudden
picks
they're married.
them up. Yeah. They're married.
When are we getting married?
I know,
I'm still waiting.
I need someone to get down on one.
That is so funny. I think told that story better than I could have.
Really?
Yeah, that was a good story. I think after the first day, I was like, wait, what's your Instagram? Whenever I follow someone on Instagram, if I ask you for your Instagram, that means that I like you, because I do not like to follow people on Instagram because I just don't like to see people's lives.
I mass unfollow people when I get in my moods. I'm unfollow you.
But I was I want to be your friend. And so it just felt one day we never knew each other, and then the next day we were just really good friends, and then from there on I was just crying to you
I know
randomly.
No, and then we figured out that a lot of our story about kind of our relationship with our parents is very similar, but different in a lot of ways, obviously. But we just bonded over a lot of our relationships that we have, and dude, I remember when you first followed me on Instagram, you were like, oh, Ismail, and I was like, oh yeah, that's my boyfriend. Internally, I was like, how does she know him? I was like, no, literally, when the first time we met each other, I was like, how does she, know
I didn't even know how to say his name. I was like, this guy, and you were like, that is my literal boyfriend.
That's my boyfriend.
Oh.
Yeah, and then we just, she was like, oh my god, I remember when he hard launched you, and I was like,
Yes, I was such a fan because I had followed your boyfriend from our SDSU 24 account. When you first commit to college.
Yes.
Yeah, and that we go through and you follow everyone that the account is following.
Yeah.
And so it's I had kind of seen him on Instagram, our whole college experience, and then I'm like, oh my god, this random guy has a girlfriend now. And then all of a sudden I'm friends with this random guy's girlfriend.
Friends with the girlfriend, you know? That's just how it came to be.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if I told you that, because I was literally when you first mentioned that, my like senses went off in my head. I was like,
You were like, this is like what?
how does
Yeah.
she know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but it was great. It was like honestly the best friendship that I've made so far in college.
Aww.
And I
would
truly
say
mean
same.
that.
I only have, how many people am I friends with from college? Like, that I actually met at school, like 3,
Yeah.
including you.
Yeah.
And, like,
I have like
how
2,
many,
including you, and then like all my Color House friends.
yeah.
But like I don't hang out with them outside of Color House. Like I invited them to my birthday and stuff because I was just like,
That's
yeah, y'all
nice.
can come, but you know.
I was thinking, like, our relationship with, like, our parents is really similar in a lot of ways. And I feel like you and I are just similar in so many ways that, like, it's actually kind of creepy sometimes.
Sometimes I'm like, why? We're on the same wavelength
Yes.
for
The
lot
majority
of
of
things.
things. I'd say, like,
Majority of things.
98% of things.
Yes.
I can't even think of the other 2%, but I'm sure there's something that we're not on the same page
Oh
about,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like that comes with everything. But like literally, just with our parents, it's like just the way that we were brought up, like with our relationship to our mom,
Yeah.
is just so eerily similar.
Mm-hmm.
And like obviously, you have a different experience than I do, but like
Yeah.
it's still, it's just so crazy that somebody that I met like you,
Yeah.
I can just relate to in that
Yeah.
aspect. Nobody else that I know can relate to
Yeah.
the way that I feel about my mother, or the way that I feel about our
Same.
relationship.
Yeah,
Because
I agree.
like, you know, everybody I tried to tell, it just kind of, you know, they don't understand the scope of things.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, that's not a bad thing. Obviously,
Yes.
I don't wish any of that upon anybody, but
Yeah.
like having somebody to relate to
Yeah.
in that aspect is so, it's honestly really important for me.
Yeah.
Just because
Yeah.
like it makes me feel like I'm not crazy
Yes.
for thinking certain things or
Yeah.
thinking a certain way.
Yeah.
And, you know, like all of that stuff really does affect you.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
it affects you in different ways in life. And so just having somebody to like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, bounce ideas off of and like
Yeah.
really talk to about those situations, it really helps, you know.
I feel the same exact way. I think the first time that, like, I opened up to you about my mom and my relationship with her and, like, growing up with that, because I don't really remember what was happening this time last year, but I think there was something crazy going on with my mom where I was, like, losing my mind. And so I was like, I was talking to you about it, and you were like, no way, like, I have a similar relationship, like, with my mom. And then I was like, what?
Yeah.
Because I had literally never met anyone who had a similar relationship. Besides, like, me and my brother, obviously,
Same.
relate.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because
Yeah.
he's a guy and I'm a girl, so we react differently to things. But I'm, like, every single, like, way that your brain goes to think about things, I feel like my brain goes the same exact way.
Yeah.
I think because of, like, how my mom has, like, impacted me
Yes.
growing up. Like, I am just...
I 1000% like exactly agree with that. Like that's why we're in therapy.
Yes.
But like
And,
honestly,
like, my dad actually canceled my therapy for a little bit, but
did she wait? What?
fine. He was like, "Haley, can you take a break from therapy? You're draining our HSA account." And I was like,
Oh,
"Yeah, I can take a break from therapy.
Yeah.
Take a break from therapy. Life just
hammers
me, but I'm like, it's fine."
Yeah. Oh my god.
Anyways, that is why we're in therapy. And
That
I
is-
love therapy.
Peace, love to therapy, because like
Yeah.
it's honestly just opened my mind to like, it's okay that I think the way that I think because of what's happened in my life.
Yeah.
And obviously it doesn't excuse the behavior that I want to change, because like that's
Yeah.
also why I'm in therapy, is because I want to change things about myself that have been impacted by those situations with my family and stuff. But overall I've come to peace
Yes.
with like a lot of that, and I feel like you can feel that as well. Like you know, I've come to peace with a lot of the situations that have happened in my life, and
Yeah.
I think it's just honestly from doing therapy, meeting great people, getting outside, like really fulfilling myself with things that, you know, are, I don't know how to put this, but just like, you know, moving out here, getting away from that terrible environment, Texas. Like, it just, Texas, I get out of the bubble, I get out of the, like, just, I have nothing to do, let me just sit and cry about
life.
Nothing. Like, not nothing, but, like, just sit and cry about things, like, just getting out and, like, meeting new people is just the best for, period. Just for, like, the best for my mental health and the best for those type of situations.
Yeah.
And, like, you have definitely, like, inspired me to do that. Because, like, you get out and do so many cool things that I'm like,
Aww.
I know, you literally, like, honestly, I'm like, you know what, Haley went on a hike. Probably time for me to go on a hike soon.
Aww.
Like, I really, like, I think that's, like, what I'm admired by everything that you do in life.
Thank
so,
you.
Yeah,
I admire you
yeah.
as well. I was thinking about, like, I don't know. I feel like growing up, like, I haven't really dived into, like, my story and, like, my childhood on anything
on the
really.
podcast. We don't have to go too deep.
I know.
But...
We're not going to go too deep today because that would just be a whole other thing. But
2-hour-long podcast.
Yeah, I think just growing up, like, with my mom and having it be, like, so, like fight or flight and nothing was stable.
Fight or flight, yeah.
It's created this, like, desire for me to, like, just create so much with my life, like, in a healthy, stable, like, happy way.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel any of that? Like, you're like, oh my gosh,
do.
because of this that I experienced in the past, I feel motivated to make my life this way that I want it to be.
Exactly. That's exactly how it's like,
yeah.
I want to be anything but, you know, what my mom was or what my mom is, whatever. Yeah. And so I did all of the things that, not to do them in spite of her, but to do them because I genuinely felt a passion for them, like moving out here, you know?
Yeah.
I'm from Texas. I'm from Dallas. And just, if you've ever been, it is just suburbia, like, on steroids. And it is so boring to live there. You know, people will visit and they're like, oh my God, I loved visiting Dallas. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you haven't lived there, babe.
Yeah.
And you haven't lived there. And it's just a whole different world when that's what you grew up in, is suburbia. And I'm telling you, none of my friends' parents are together at all. None. Everybody. None. Who are from Frisco? None. T?
Wow.
None. All of them divorced, remarried. Like, wow. Yeah. That like,
scares me.
When you live in suburbia, these are the things that you notice because there is nothing to do there. And so people
get divorced.
Besides
cheat
get
on your
divorced,
wife.
Cheat on your wife, go to country clubs, like, just
play golf,
do sports, whatever, pickleball. Like, what?
You should play.
I have never played. I've played tennis before, but I've never dove into pickleball. But like, just when there's nothing to do there, people cause problems for no reason within their marriage, within their kids, within their friends. Mm-hmm. And it just becomes a really toxic environment. And I noticed that from a very early age. Yeah. Because my parents got divorced when I was like 11, 12. Mm. And I just started to notice that, like, just ever since then, like, I've just noticed that environment just cultivates just toxic relationships everywhere. And because people have nothing to do, they can't get outside, they can't go to the beach, they can't clear their head because it's either they're home with their wife,
or they're
at work, or they're at the bar, or they're wherever. And it's not a healthy environment. So like, when I realized that I could, like, come out here and start a new life for myself and, like, really get out of that bubble of toxicity, I was genuinely like, this is what I need to do, and nothing is going to, like, stop me from doing it, because I need to get out of that. That I will not live in that environment and perpetuate that toxic culture. And, you know, when I started telling people I was moving out to California to go to college, the Texas people had something to say about that.
And, for sure,
Texas. For Texas, like, that's just how it is. They hate California, and so, but I honestly, nobody could have ever changed my mind. My family was telling me no. People were telling me, like, it's going to flood, it's going to like, you're gonna get, like, caught in a landslide. I'm like, y'all don't even know. Like, what are you even... You're pulling this stuff out of nowhere, essentially. And, like, I swear my grandmother was like, there's tsunamis there. And I was like, Grandma. Grandma. Manny, I call her Manny. She sweetest soul ever, but definitely did not understand when I wanted to move out here. But like, just I like, just because of all of that culture and like what I went through with my parents and stuff, I needed to come out here to like genuinely bring myself the life that I wanted to live and like be a healthy, mentally and physically, like just a healthy person overall.
I feel like everything that you have just said, like, I am resonating with so much. I'm like, yes, like, you get it. Like, I totally agree. When I was, like, moving out here for school, like, my parents told me no. My dad and my stepmom were like, Haley, no, probably not gonna. And I was like, I am going to move to California. I'm like, I don't care how much it costs. I don't care if I go into debt. I don't care about any of this. Like, I know in my heart that I have to go. Yeah. And I never really understood why. I think it was kind of like you did, escaping the town and like this cycle, because it feels like it's like everyone just graduates and then drinks and then gets a job and then gets married and then they get divorced,
literally they have kids that like bother them all the time, and I'm just like, I don't want to do that. I want to like have a healthy family, and I want to raise a good family in an environment that I feel is healthy safe. And that's what I think that this state is.
In a way, I feel like moving out of like my hometown and coming to San Diego has healed me. Like, I feel like when I was at home, even after like everything with my mom had stopped and I'd moved in with my dad, like, I still wasn't able to heal from it or process any of it, because it all just felt like I was just still in it. Yeah. And then it was like crazy, because moving to San Diego, I was like, wait a sec, like, I found safe places. Yeah. And then I started to like really process it and kind of grow from it. But none of that happened until I moved here. Like, San Diego has seriously like healed me. Like, every time I get heartbroken, it fixes me.
It has healed me. Literally, that's the best way I know how to put it, because like, it's like just everything in it, everything that encapsulates San Diego and even California in general. Like, the first time I came to California, I went to Irvine, Newport Beach. Yeah. First of all, I saw the TikTok you sent me.
Oh, you did? Have you been there?
No, but I keep seeing it come up.
We need to go.
And I'm like, oh my god, I need to drive up there to get this, because I've been to almost every coffee shop in Newport. How have I never been or seen this?
Okay, so we're going to go to that one.
We're going to go there.
Cool. Spring break, let me know.
Yes. So, but the first time I went there, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. And my original plan, when we went there, my dad was like, oh, we're going to visit UC Irvine. And I was like, okay, cool, like, whatever. I fell in love with that campus. And I had never seen any other college campus before. Never been to... Actually, I went to SMU in Dallas, but...
Not your vibe. I can't even imagine you at that school, actually.
You don't even want to know. You don't even want to know the type of people that go there.
Oh, I know a few people that go there.
Oh. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Shivers. But, so, this was my first experience with, like, a college vibe, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. There was so much green. It was so sunny. It was beautiful. Like, everybody was just walking to class. It just seemed like the perfect college environment. Yeah. And I was stuck on UC Irvine all of high school. Okay. I was like, I'm going here. This is what I'm doing. I'm determined to get in here. Yep. And, like, pretty much every year after that, we would visit Newport, and, like, we'd go by UC Irvine and, like, look there. And I just, I got a college advisor who, shout out Jeannie. She helped me with all of my college, like, decisions and stuff. Yeah. And I applied to 13 colleges.
That's a lot.
11 in California, 1 in Arizona, and 1 in SMU. And Texas. Those were just, SMU was for my mom. And then, like, Arizona, my dad was just like, why don't you apply in Arizona? And I was like, okay.
I think I applied there too.
Yeah. I was like, I got into Arizona, SMU, and then the only 2 I believe I got into here were UC Santa Cruz, SDSU, and then USD.
Oh, me too.
And I was like, well, USD is like, isn't it a Catholic? Is it Catholic?
It's Catholic, yes.
It's a Catholic university. I'm not religious at all, but it was way too expensive. And then UC Santa Cruz, my college advisor was just telling me that it's kind of hippie country. Like, it's very, like, live in the woods kind of vibe. Like, well, I mean, you walk through the woods to go to class.
Oh, did not know
like,
that.
Like, I'm butchering this if I'm, please, but I'd like, it's like the redwood forest type of vibes.
Okay.
Like, it's just very hippie and very NorCal, and it gets really cold up there, so she kind of warned me off of it, and then I was left with SDSU, and I was like, you know what, like, that seems like a really cool, like, school. Like, I love, like, from what I've seen, I love the vibes, and then my dad and I, we took our yearly trip to Newport, and we, like, came down here one time to just see the campus, and we didn't even walk around, like, half the campus. I saw probably...
Same.
Like, I don't remember when I, like, when I actually came to school here, I was like, I have not seen 3/4 of this fucking campus.
It's a lot bigger than I thought.
It was so much bigger than I thought. And, like, I absolutely fell in love with it, and, you know, the people that I met at the beginning of school, like, couldn't really care less for right now, but, I have just, you know, I've grown to love this place so much, even from, like, the start of me coming to California. Like, I love all of Southern California.
Mm-hmm.
Never been to Northern California, but every place here just feels like home, and it's, like, it's home away from home, but it feels more like home than home does. Home is.
Yes.
And that's what I love about it so much, literally.
Good words.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that we talked about this, but you started your own business last year.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah, we can start talking about that.
So exciting.
Yeah. So, this kind of goes along with why, like, I came out here, because of, I just knew that there were a lot of opportunities here, and, I started my own business last year. I can't remember if it was after Ismail or before him, but I do social media management, graphic design, branding, web design, and it's called Amber Creative Co. And basically I started it, and my original plan was to do, like, all of that stuff for, like, health and wellness professionals.
Yeah.
And so people doing yoga, people doing, like, holistic health, like sound bath stuff. And, you know, I just started developing, like, my Instagram, my portfolio, my website, and then, like, I ended up hiring a VA in the Philippines to help me do, like, outreach.
Yeah.
So I would have her just kind of, like, reach out to, you know, yoga instructors and, like, people like that.
For sure.
In the... just everywhere. I was like, you can DM anybody anywhere, like, in the world, and I ended up getting in contact with a couple people, and, like, getting on phone calls with them, and starting a business is really, it's tough, but it's just a world that, you know, I always saw myself getting into, just because I don't really want to work for anybody else. Yeah. That's not my end goal. I don't want to live to work, or however you say that. Like, I wanted to start something for myself, to do for myself, if that makes sense. For sure. Yeah, and I started to take clients, like, I started to do, my first website was for my best friend Lexi back home. Mm-hmm. She has a clothing company called Revolted Soul, and she... the proceeds go to children's cancer awareness. Aww. Because she had cancer when she was little. So, yeah, she has that, and that's, like, definitely one of my favorite projects I've ever done. Like, I work with her every day to, like, send out emails. I do Snapchat ads, like, trying to do the TikTok thing, but TikTok is impossible to, like, do for your business. But it's, every day's I learn something new about my business, and, like, to do for my business. And, you know, you get clients that do work for you, that don't work for you, and I haven't really set... Ever since I, like, started my business, I started to see that, like, you know, the health and wellness professional type of people, you know, they're not, I'm trying to say this in the right way, like, they I want to do that. That's like my end goal is
Yes.
to help those people.
Yes.
But for when I started my business,
Yeah.
I was like pricing myself, and I was like, okay, what can I charge people for what's going on? Like, what am I doing?
Okay.
And so that niche, these people aren't, making a ton of money, so they can't pay a ton of money for these services that are maybe considered luxury, So it's really hard to price myself, and I would always come in too high, or like I'd come in too low, and then they'd like take advantage, or so I started to get into other industries. I did my boyfriend's real estate video production company's logo. I did their website, and like I do a couple other branding things for them, and love doing that. And then he got me my first social media management client from, it's like a real estate group. And through that experience, I learned that you need to really figure out your niche with business. Yeah. Because there is a world where you can position yourself to be able to serve everybody. Yeah. But there is a fine line when when you need to know everything about a certain...
Still recording.
Okay. We're good? Okay. Okay, good. But there is a fine line when you need to know things about that industry that, don't come overnight. That you can't, just figure out. So that was a great experience, and that ended a couple weeks ago, just because I didn't know a lot about real estate. And, you can be good at the concept of, in this instance, like social media management.
Of course.
But if you don't know anything about the industry that you're serving, it's like, okay, what are you supposed to write in the captions? Yeah. Who are you supposed to tag? Yeah. Like, who is supposed to be involved in this post? Yeah. Like, what is the goal of this post? Like, do you do outreach? Like, there were just a lot of problems that were coming up that I didn't really think I'd run into, but I ended up doing, and it's just been a learning experience. The whole starting a business has been a learning experience from start to now, it will be a learning experience for the rest of time. Definitely. I believe, like, you're never stopping, like, you never stop evolving.
Exactly. So that's something that I really admire about you, is I feel like
thank you.
There aren't a lot of people in the world who have something and like have a vision for something and can go and create it. Yeah. And I think that is so special about you, and I hope you realize that.
Thank you.
That like you are doing so well, and it really is like it is learning process, but it's like you are already so successful, and you just turned 21. Like, you started this when you were 20 years old. Yeah. Like, couldn't even buy alcohol, just started a company. Like,
yeah, you know that's how America works. You can start a company before you can buy a drink.
Exactly. And the skills that you're learning through your business are going to be way more valuable to you than any work at a desk job that you can get right now, entry level, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and even the entry level jobs, they're like, you need to have 8 years of experience.
No, literally, and I'm like, 8 years of experience for like $50,000 a year. I'm like, are you serious?
Entry level, what are you talking about, entry level? But so I honestly started this business after I was like trying to apply to jobs and stuff, because I was looking at it and I was just like, nobody's gonna hire me.
I would totally relate to this though.
I had that realization. I was like, and not because I don't have experience. I feel like I like, even before I started my business,
you had
I was
good
like,
internships.
I had a great internship video editing for a wonderful company called Cubicle to CEO. It's like a woman-owned company that they also have I edited their podcast.
Oh, good.
And that was a great internship. Yeah. But I was looking at these companies, and I was like, none of these speak to me. None of these are in an industry that I want to do. Half of the job description sounds like nothing I want to do with my life. And they were all like that: graphic design, web designer, UIX designer, social media manager, social media coordinator, all of them had things that I was like, I couldn't care less for this company. Yeah. Honestly. Like, I looked on LinkedIn, Indeed, like, even their pages, and I was like, A, they're never going to see my application, or I don't really care to do this. So I was like, I'm going to start my own. I'm going to do my own, and that's just what it's going to be. Yeah. And I want to say that I find myself not putting in as much effort as I probably can or should to, like, really get it off the ground.
Wait, I relate to this, okay?
Because, like, I mean, there's constantly stuff I could be doing to get my business to, you know, $30K a month. I see this web designer who, like, does that, and I'm like, you know, you see things on social media, like, get your business to $50K a month in, like, 10 days, and I'm like, you know, I could do all that, but, like, honestly, I'm taking my time with it, and I'm just trying to analyze what I'm doing it for at this point, because, like, I'm doing it so that I don't have to get a job, but, like, I really want to figure out who I want to serve.
And taking your time with your business makes it more genuine. You could force it, you could push it out to be something that's really, really big right now. You could do that. But that's not going to help you stay true to yourself. I really admire you for taking it slow and thinking about your intention with it. Because at the end of the day, in my opinion, the intention is more important than the outcome. I think if your intention is good and you follow a pure intention and do your best, I think a positive outcome will come.
That's just going to follow.
If you force a positive outcome, the intention falls away.
Yeah, honestly, I totally agree with that. And I'm not, like, I really believe that I need to find my niche and my intention for my business. And I started to lose that because I was talking to my dad, and not saying that he influenced this, but, like, at the beginning of my business, I was like, okay, I just need clients. Like, I need money. Yeah. I need money in the door. Yeah. So I was taking anything and everything that I could. Sure. And experience. And, like, honestly, great learning experience to do that. Like, if you start your business and you don't have a niche, just go for it. You'll
figure it out.
You will figure it out, because you will. Because you will get clients that you don't like. You will get people that you couldn't care less for. And I wouldn't have been able to find that if I didn't just try it out.
Exactly.
You know? But, like, right now I'm in kind of this era of, like, in my era of like, just snaps. It just, honestly, in my era of, like, self-discovery with what I want to do for this business and for myself.
Yes.
Because with my business, I want to make sure that I'm doing something that I love and that it doesn't feel like a job.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, I found that the content of work that I love doing is branding and web design.
Okay.
Right now I'm putting a pause on social media management.
Yeah.
But those are the two things that I really want to focus on.
Yeah.
But then the next step for those two things is to figure out who you want to do those two things for.
Yeah.
And so when I think of that, I'm like, oh, like, you know, who, like, what do I like to do?
Yeah.
And what are my hobbies that I would love to, like, serve that for?
Yeah.
And so, because if you think of it, like, of what you love to do, then doing it for somebody else is 10 times more fulfilling.
Yes.
And so right now I'm just trying to figure that out, because with school and with starting this business, I have lost a lot of my hobbies.
Yeah.
Like, straight up, I have. I genuinely have not had a lot of time to, like, figure out my hobbies and, like, do stuff that I love again. And it's just because of how busy I've gotten. And it sucks, but, like, that's kind of what I'm trying to realize. With school coming to an end, graduating a year early, I have put in the work to just get to this point where I'm like, okay, I need to find myself again. I need to find what I love to do, and then I can help people do what they love to do.
Exactly.
And, you know, that's kind of where I'm at with that. So
I would say that I am in a similar place in my life, and it's so cool, like, how our lives, like, kind of parallel each other, and just, like, the similarities there. I think with graduation coming up, like, Dani, I went to get my nails done yesterday, and I was like, okay, well, I get my nails done, like, about every 4 weeks. Like, I pushed that out every 4 weeks. So then I was like,
you're
okay.
so good with that.
I know.
Can't.
I don't know how. I just am.
I love that. I wish I could. Like, my nails still...
You'll have to come with me next
residue.
time.
Please.
Because I was thinking, the next time that I go and get my nails done will be the nails for graduation. And
that's
then I was like,
that's a big nail appointment.
I was like, we are graduating in a little bit over a month. About like a month and 2 weeks.
Can you believe that?
No, Dani, I cannot believe that.
I'm
actually losing my mind.
I'm losing my mind because I'm like, to me, it's felt like 2 years.
Yeah.
In college.
I agree.
It's literally felt like 2 years.
It's like sophomore year and junior year, and then that's it.
This went by quicker than high school ever did.
Yep.
Did. And I'm just like, how am I graduating college?
I know. I used to think college graduates were so old.
And
then now I'm like, oh my god.
There's like old heads. They're like,
that's me.
And now I'm like, I'm the old head. I go to bed at 9.
Yeah.
I'm actually in bed by like 7 p.m.
Yes, me too.
Don't even play with me.
Oh my god.
I'm in bed.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm in bed by 7 p.m. I don't go out, but
you wake up at like 6 in the morning, you know, do your stuff.
Well, I'm not that much of an early riser, but I need to
when 8 is good too. 9 is good too.
9 is good too. I just can't even believe I'm at this point in my life where I'm like, I'm graduating college.
I can't believe it. I seriously. Also, can we just talk about how I just realized what college we were in? Because I thought we were in the College of Arts and Letters for the last, 4 years.
Are you serious?
I had no idea.
I thought there was a JMS school.
Okay, wait. I thought we both had no idea?
I had no idea. I was like, I'm in the School of Journalism and Media Studies.
Yeah.
But no.
No,
Professional
that's not true. Studies in Fine Arts. I was like, there's no way. I'm in the College of Professional Studies in Fine Arts.
I don't know what that even means.
There is a way.
I don't even know what that means.
I texted my parents to be like, guys, I got the date wrong. And they were like...
Did they already buy their tickets?
My family from Texas, from Dallas, they already bought their tickets and they're supposed to fly out, Saturday night, which is when we are graduating. And so I was like, shit.
Oh, no.
I know.
No, my family has not. They're late.
That's okay.
They're late.
That's okay. But I'm nervous, Dee.
I'm nervous too. I'm just nervous for my family to all come here.
Yeah.
To be honest.
My whole family's never been here.
I'm like, it's crazy. I'm just nervous for that whole situation because my mom's coming and crazy, but it's okay. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I won't lie. Yeah. I was thinking about it and I was like, oh my god, this is sad that, my mom's, not gonna see my graduation. She's not gonna see these things. That makes me sad. This is such an exciting thing. Yeah. But it's such a sad thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a bitch though. But then I was like, okay, but theoretically, if she were here, that'd probably stress me out. So
stress levels have already started to climb. No, it's okay. I always expect the worst.
Yep.
And hope for the best.
Yep.
With these situations because I'm like, that's all you can do. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna expect the worst thing to possibly happen, and when it doesn't, I'm gonna be relieved. Yeah. And that's how I go about it because I'm like, I don't know what else to do. Yeah. I'm like, you know what, it's gonna happen, and I just have to accept it, and that's just what it's gonna be. You know.
What would be your biggest advice? Let's say someone's listening and they're in their hometown and they fucking hate their lives. Yeah. What would be your advice to getting out of your hometown and actually going to pursue the things that you want to do?
Ooh, I have a couple things. Okay. One is to, whether it's one parent or two parents, whatever it is, find somebody in your family that really believes in you and that really, really, really wants you to do that out of the kindness of their heart and wants you to do that so that they can see you grow as a better person. Yeah. Because that was my dad for me. My dad he was the one person in my family that supported me through the entire process of me wanting to go to California. Yes. he's like, I'll move to California, like, out there. Like, you know, he wanted me to be out here so bad that he would help me get a college advisor. He helped me do all these things. And just whether he pays for it or not, whether, like, whatever that situation is, it doesn't matter, because I, like, honestly, his support means more than his dime ever could to me. And that's my first piece of advice, is to find somebody in your family that's really close with you and that really just does support you for what you want to do in life, regardless of whether it's moving away from them. And I know it was so hard for him to see me move away. I know that was just
for sure.
I know he definitely struggled with that, because I was the closest one to him in my family. Like, I would go out with him every day. I'd go to Home Depot with him. Like, he's my twin. But that's my first piece of advice, is just to really find somebody that supports you like that. And second piece of advice is just to do it. Is literally just to stop all of the negative input,
the fear,
all of the noise going on in the back saying that you shouldn't do that, you're going to be in debt, you're going to, like, do this. No, just, you are going to find a way. Nobody, like, if you have that one person that supports you in your family, they will help you find a way to make that come to life. And that's the only person you really need to listen to. Yeah. Don't listen to, you know, the family members that tell you that it's stupid, or that you shouldn't do it, or that, you know, they don't agree with the political stance of that state. Like, no, so that just doesn't matter. It That's really just doesn't, like, I'm going to tell you right now, it just does not matter. Yeah. And, like, just having that is the best. Like, those are the two pieces of advice. Just to do it, because wherever you want to move, whether it's Australia or the UK or California or Oregon or Washington or, you know, New York, like, if you want to find a way out there because you truly believe that your happiest self is there, you can do it. And you will do it. You can. Because if you just set your mind to it, it will happen. And
I completely agree.
That's it.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you for sharing that. And as well as, like, coming on here and being vulnerable and sharing, like, intimate parts of your life, the cool things. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm here to keep it real. I believe in transparency when it comes to, you know, being an entrepreneur and being somebody who, you know, honestly, not to say this in a weird way, but, like, just thinks in a way that a lot of people don't really seem to think about. Yeah. In, like, you know, starting their own business and stuff. And people need to know that there's hard stuff about it. Yeah. Like, there's parts of it that suck, and there's parts of it that, you know, you don't want to do. But my boyfriend has taught me that, you know, just from me viewing his business and seeing what he does. Like, he teaches me more about business than he'll ever know. Yeah. Just by him doing it and him inspiring me to do my business. And
so cool.
Yeah, it's great when you surround yourself by those people, because then you can share those hardships with each other, and you can relate. And it's honestly really hard to relate to that type of thing when you know, you can't really find a lot of people that do that. Yeah. You know,
very, very true, especially at our age.
Especially at our age, because you could talk to some, like, 50-year-old
and they'd be like, yeah.
They'd be like, yeah, so you gotta, like, you know, invest and do all this other stuff. And I'm like, buddy, you are, like, you're just light years ahead of me. And I can't relate to you on anything because you started your business in 1975. Like, like you, like, it's easier to relate to somebody that's our age and stuff. I
agree.
With that type of thing. Yeah. So.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, of course. This was so much fun. I love talking about.
Me too.
All this stuff.
Obviously, it's a whole podcast.
It's more fulfilling than talking about, like, just gossip and you know,
the stuff of our age.
The people.
This is more fulfilling than talking about the stuff at our age.
Oh my god, yeah, like, just going to the frat parties and, like, oh my god, I saw
this outfit,
this, like, Princess Polly discount code that I have. Like, please plug me. No,
I'm like, I did notice a skim sweatshirt though.
Oh yeah, The Skims sweatshirt is on today.
Is it cozy? Do you love it?
It's my favorite.
Okay.
Like, the inside is
Can I touch
so...
it?
Yeah, please.
Oh, yeah.
It is so soft.
I
have
love
so many
the
colors
sweats.
now. No, and the cut of it is perfect.
Alright.
It's literally a perfect, like, cut sweatshirt.
Non-spons.
Non-spons, I will plug Skims until the day that I die. Like, seriously.
Okay, good.
I will. But yeah, this was so much fun.
This was fun.
I loved it.
Like, if you ever want to come back on, let me know.
Please. I would love to.
I mean, I'm sure you're going to be on because we've got stuff to go over in the future. But,
oh, yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah. Okay, well, I guess that'll be all for this episode. Thank you for coming on.
Yes,
I'm so happy.
of course. This made me so happy. I love, chopping it up and talking about things.
Yeah.
So,
okay,
thank you.
Of course. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.